Welcome back to Craft on Tap. I'm your host, Nick A. Myers, and you're back with one of our beer peer reviews. Today, we are going to focus on Santa Fe Brewing Company out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, our home state, where we hail from the state of New Mexico. Also today on the show, we've got something really interesting and really new. We're going to have a guest on the show, live via Skype or via satellite, and I'm excited. Before we get to that, I want to make sure, is everybody out there liking and subscribing the show? Are they sharing, commenting? Please help us out by letting all your friends know to hit the little subscribe button when they go see our videos. Catch our content weekly, Tuesday, Friday, stick in the mix, and help Craft on Tap build a legacy. Okay, so that being said, we've got my really good friend, comedian, actor, father, just philanthropist. He's also a clown. No, I'm kidding. But comedian, actor, my really good friend. His name is Keith Breckenridge, and we've got him live on the feed. Keith, can you hear me? Keith.
Hey, man, you're coming in. Right on, Nick Fury. Thanks so much for having me, man. I appreciate you guys. Craft on Tap. Man, make sure you hit that subscribe and that like button. Thanks so much again for having me on the show, guys. I appreciate you. Can't wait to taste and review some of these incredible beers from Santa Fe Brewing, man.
Yeah, no, we're really glad that you could join us. New concept tonight. If you're not checking us out, you need to try to check us out because we're here at craftontapshow.com, and boom, this is what we're doing now. We're doing live interviews. Keith is a good friend of mine. He's a great comedian and a great actor, but he also is a fan of craft beer. Keith, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy during the sorry, I thought I lost you. During the quarantine days, what are you doing to keep yourself occupied, sir?
Oh, to be honest with you, man, I'm just really cleaning the house and drinking some beer. That's pretty much it. That's the routine. So between cycling of just cleaning and drinking some beer, barbecuing on the grill, that's pretty much my life so far, man.
Well, fantastic. Well, we're happy to have you on the show. You're familiar with Santa Fe Brewing Company, I'm sure, so let's get into these beers, man. I know you're thirsty.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
You've got the beers there with you, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so first off, we're going to start with the light beer. Keith, if you've never, I know you're a fan of the show, I know you subscribe to it, I know you watch us on a weekly basis, but you've never done this with us. Are you excited?
Absolutely excited. To be honest with you, I wish I could really show you how excited I am.
Well, just send me a picture later, you know what I'm saying, of your beer and how excited and foamy it is. Okay, Keith, let's get into this, my man. All right, so big ups, Santa Fe Brewing Company. We love their beer. We've tried some before. Today we've got the Sunsetter Farmhouse Ale. It's going to have lime and guava. Sounds interesting, but I lied. It has lime and agave. Keith, have you ever just read something wrong?
All of the time, especially when I'm hosting a comedy show.
Right, or a beer show, right?
Right, no, absolutely. I love messing up people's last names.
Right, well, your last name is Breckenridge. That's a fun name to mess up.
Right. So it's pretty easy to, and I've got a lot of examples for that there. Man, this is really, really nice.
Well, I haven't opened mine yet, so you're getting ahead of me, man. I even messed up the name. All right, so we got the Farmhouse Ale here. This is going to have lime and agave. See, I screwed it up. I said guava. It has agave. It's more of a New Mexico trait. Keith, I'm going to open mine. I know you've probably already poured yours out because you get really ahead of yourself.
Right. No, I do. I'm an alcoholic, so yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm not. 3 beers. That's all I get tonight.
So what I'm seeing from this is just a nice, crisp, light, very pale yellow. I mean, it's almost white. It's almost champagne colored. A lot of effervescence, thick foamy head. It's hanging out. Just a lot going on. What are you seeing, Keith?
Man, it reminds me of a Pilsner. It's exactly like you can smell the lime and really, really the sweetness of the agave. You really, really can. It comes through. It reminds me of after like a hard day of working in the yard, kind of that kind of a beer. You wait for the end,
Well, yeah, it's got the lime in there, which is really reminiscent of, say, a Mexican lager or something, but I love the way it smells. I'm getting some dough. I'm getting a little bit of fruit essence in there. I'm gonna try mine. You ready to try yours?
All right, well, let's go, my man. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm a little behind with you on the feed, but cheers, man. Cheers to you, sir.
Salute, sir. Salute.
That is lovely. It's so not a lot of carbonation in that, but some tanginess, a little bit of sourness that starts to sit on the side back of your tongue. but it's really flat, kind of smooth. I don't know, what are you tasting in there, Keith?
You know, it has a really nice light lime finish, and I think it's the agave that kind of takes the sting out of the end of it. And one thing I can really say, it's very smooth. It's very a light, refreshing. I mean, it's a very nice choice if you were to go to the lake, golf course, something like that. It's really, really nice. Really, really good one.
I'd agree. I think you're right. The agave gives it that little bit of tang on the end, but it subsides the lime. All in all, I'd say it's an A+ beer from Santa Fe Brewing Company. What do you think, Mr. Breckenridge?
That is an absolute go-to for me. I mean, I'm really impressed by the smoothness of the Santa Fe here, the Sunsetter. Very, very nice choice.
Well, I'm taking a moment to clear my palate, and while I do that, I'd like to pay some bills, as it were. Please like and subscribe and share our show. And in the meantime, when you do drink all these wonderful beers like that we showcase here, please drink responsibly. Well, the biggest thing is we're all getting a little restless with things for the quarantine, but we need to make sure that we can still do things like brew our own beers while we're at home, work on crafting your own stuff, because, hey, there's so much going on out there beyond just going to the bar and paying for it. Although Santa Fe is amazing. So, Keith, I hear a lot of noise over there at your house. I mean, is that, you still have the horse in the stable out back?
Absolutely. You know how it is, man. It's locked up in there. We can't. But it's a miniature horse. It's not a full-grown horse. It's a miniature horse. So I can pull my little cart around the living room.
I would just wish that they would stop hoofing around, if you know what I mean there, buddy. I can hear him. What are you feeding him? Carrots while we're talking?
Absolutely. Crunching, crunching, crunching.
All right. So the second beer from Santa Fe Brewing is going to be the Pale Ale, which is one of their flagship beers. Keith, I'm going to let you go ahead and give us your thoughts on what this beer sort of looks and smells like.
Awesome, man. All right, let me take a look here. Wow, this is the Santa Fe Pale Ale. Very nice, very rich, very toasted malts. So this one has a little thicker of a head. It leaves the ring a little bit more around the glass. It kind of hits those little things in the back of your tongue when you kind of give it a nice sniff. And it really has a nice grainy, very deep, malty, kind of rich, kind of tang to it. I was raised on a quarter horse ranch, and I think believe this was in a horse stable. It was brewed for the first batch. I think it's got that kind of like that same, when you first walk into kind of the grain end of the barn, it's got that really nice rice, kind of very smooth, very rich, very deep kind of subtle maltiness to it, man.
There's a nuttiness and maltiness there. The pale ale's coming through. I mean, the head on this thing was just like about a mountain thick, which goes to show a lot of character, a lot of dough. I smell dough, bread, like wet dough, wheat, barley, toasted things like toasted nut. I would like to try it, Keith. Are you?
Please,
Cheers,
man. Go ahead, sir.
Cheers.
Please indulge first.
Now you see, I'm assuming like very little carbonation, although it looks like there's a lot more going on inside. But I'm getting a little bit of mineral, but right away it subsides to a little bit of a fruity maltiness. Actually, it's quite a refreshing beer, as you mentioned. Solid for any occasion. Honestly, it has a sweetness to it, and the color of it is almost like a honey color. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous beer. This has been around for a long time, so Santa Fe. You can check them out on the web, I'm sure. Santa Fe Brewing Company. They're out there near Santa Fe, New Mexico. All right, Keith, well, are you ready to try the final beer? Because I'm starting to get a little buzz, homie.
You bet, man. Let's do this, man. You know how it is.
No, I don't. No, how is it, by the way?
Well, I mean, touring around, there's a lot of really great craft beers out there, man. Santa Fe's really doing it nice.
We've reviewed Santa Fe, Ex Novo. We've been to Tractor. We've been to some other spots as well. And overall, we want to do more local beers here in New Mexico. We have quite a few great beer makers and breweries. Okay, Keith.
Really nice, man.
Keith, Breck, do you have anything to say to the camera before we drink this last beer and then we get out of here?
The only thing I can say during this quarantine time, I know you're locked in with some loved ones, man. Love the one you're with. If anything, just love the one you're with. Give them a little bit of room, to go for a walk. Do what you need to do, but give them some space. They love you. You love them back. We're going to get out of this thing just nice and fine, man. So stick together. Stay home. Stay quarantined. Much love. You can always hit me at the Keith B Comedy on everything. Other than that, I love you to death. So, man, keep it love. Man, keep it peace. Sorry, man. I'm getting a little buzz too, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, baby. You said to love the one you love. I was just giving this nut brown ale a couple of smooches. This is what I love. It says contains no actual nuts, unlike your dating history. I found that funny because they're all very nutty. All right, Santa Fe. We are going to try your nut brown ale. Keith, I will go ahead and give mine a pour. What I'm seeing right off the bat here is a little bit of a darker brown, but almost cherry colored. It actually has a raspberry hue to it. A lot of stuff clinging to the glass. A lot of foamy head, but I can see it snap, crackling, and popping its way kind of out of here. As I take a sniff, I'm really getting some wonderful nut in there, of course. I definitely get the malt. It's very malty and a little sweet, just a little bit of, say, some like molasses or something, I don't know, some honey in there for sure. How about you, friendo?
Friendo. Hey man, this one is really rich. This one's like thick with 2 C's. Like she's got some body on this, man.
Woo!
I'm telling you, man, this one is really, really nice. You can tell this one's a lot richer. It's really a lot thicker. You can really tell. It's got, I don't know, stronger notes.
You're talking about beer or gymnasts?
Gotcha, right.
I'm kidding.
Just thickness. Thickness.
No, Keith, let's give this a try, man. I'm curious what this, I mean, aside from nutty, what this is. Oh, that is sweet up front.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, and it goes away pretty quick. There's just a teeny
yeah.
amount of mineral in there, too. Not a lot. It kind of goes right away.
It disappears on you right there. I like it. Right on the end there.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh, wait, it disappeared on me. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't have a lot of character going in there in your mouth as far as like a lot of effervescence or carbonation or pop, but it's just mildly bitter, mildly toasty. Really a nice kind of middle of the road beer. Great with like, say, a Thanksgiving feast or a roast, perhaps.
I actually got the holiday vibe when I started drinking this one here. I was like, yeah, exactly that. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, this would be a great, great one to bring. Great gift as well. Santa Fe Brewing. I'm just saying, man, that's good shit.
You know,
sorry.
I think it's a gift when you can nut brown ale, make nut brown ale, because this stuff is fantastic. Keith Breckenridge, thank you for being our first and only at this point guest, live via satellite from your house in your PJs or whatever you're doing. Right. I don't know what that is. That's a weird shirt there. I can't quite tell. It's like some knockoff from some kind of Acme or what is that? What do you?
No, it says sarcasm. It's actually a service that I offer.
Oh,
it's something I got at Walmart during the quarantine.
Because you're sarcastic.
I'm generally
now. Walmart actually sells these products that we've been talking about on our show. So if you are out and you're shopping at a Walmart in New Mexico, you can get Santa Fe Brewing Company there. A great way to try this new craft beer if you've never had it before. We'd like to thank our guest, Keith Breckenridge. Please let the Shetland pony in the other room know that it's absolutely... Yeah, that thing is not going to be allowed. You need to put it in the stable next time, Keith. You've been a gem. Thank you for coming. You out there, folks, if you haven't checked us out, please do, or tell someone about us. You obviously are here, so you've seen us, but we love you. I'm Nick A. Myers. This is Craft on Tap Beer Peer Review. Pew, 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 pew. Please drink responsibly. Peace.